Hello friends, welcome back to IN Facts Canada. My name is Anne. Today I bring you good news. Okay, so Canada has opened the Caregiver pilot programs and the application cap is resetting on this Monday, January 1st at 9 a.m. Okay, what a good gift for the new year. So let's check it out. The program that I'm talking about is the Home Child Care Provider and the Home Support Worker Pilot programs. Okay, and when it's a pilot program, it means that the programs will not be here for long. So it opens and closes anytime when they have reached the number that are required for the year. Okay, so take advantage when these programs opens up. All right, so for this pilot programs, they are 5 years pilot programs that allows the caregivers and their families to come to Canada with a goal of becoming a permanent resident. Okay, so for you to qualify for these programs, there are a few requirements that you need to meet, and the most important one is the qualifying work experience, because these programs are based on qualifying work experience. And what qualifying work experience means, it means that you have worked full-time in Canada, either as a home child care provider or as a home support care worker. Okay, and as a home child care provider, you must care for children either in your home or in a private or in your employer's private home. Okay, so you can have children, you can care for children in your home, or people bring children in your home to take care of, or you have a private employer who have employed you to take care of their children. Okay, if you have experience in a daycare, then that experience doesn't count, and you don't have to live in your employer's home for you to qualify for this program. Okay, so if you have worked as a home support worker, then that means that you must be able to care for someone who needs help from a home support care worker in your employer's private home. Okay, so you can have a private employer, someone who employs you to take care of them in their homes, or if you work for an agency such as home-based care or home health care, and they send you to care for patients in their home, then that experience count, but it must be a full-time work. Okay, if you have experience working in a nursing home or in a residential home or in any other kind of institution setting, then that experience doesn't count. Okay, so the qualifying work experience is very, very specific for this program. Okay, so this program has two categories. Okay, or it has two kind of streams, and you can qualify for either of them. Either you have work experience or you do not have work experience. So category number one, we have the gaining experience category, and then number two, we have the direct to permanence category. The gaining experience category means that you have never worked full-time in Canada, or you have less than 12 months of experience in Canada. Okay, and the direct to permanence category means that you have at least worked for 12 months of full-time job in Canada or even more. Okay, so you can qualify to apply in either of the two depending on your situation. All right, so let's dive deep and check the qualifying or the requirements that you need to meet for each of the category for you to apply. We are going to start with the gaining experience category for the home child care provider and the home support worker pilot programs. Okay, and as I said, for you to qualify for this program, it's for people who have never worked full-time as caregivers in Canada, or they have less than 12 months of work experience in Canada. Okay, in this category, what you need to do is to submit your PR application with the work permit application. Okay, and once you submit your application, you're going to get a work permit that allows you to work as a caregiver with any employer and to help you gain experience. Okay, and once you reach at least 12 months of experience, you are going to send that proof of experience to IRCC, and then they are going to make a final decision on your work permit. Okay, so it will take you around 12 months so that you can be able to gain that needed experience. Okay, so let's see what other requirements you need for you to qualify for this gaining experience category. Number one, eligibility is for you to have a genuine and a valid job offer, and what that means is that you have a job offer, or someone is hiring you directly, either for their own care or for their care of their parent, their spouse, or their child, and there should be a genuine need for that job. Like that job should be a real job. Okay, so if you have a job offer, and especially for people who are abroad, if you have a valid job offer, then you can be able to apply for either of the category, whether you have a job offer as a home child care provider or as a home support care worker. Okay, so you can be able to apply for this program. All right, then the other criteria is your ability to do the work. Okay, and what that means is that if you have any past experience or you have any training related to that work, so you must be able to show that you have that ability to do the job. Okay, the other requirement is your language level, and here you are going to require your language test results, and they only require a CLB or 5 in English or a 5 in French. Okay, so if you have your IELTS or if you have taken any French test, then the benchmark is a 5 for English and 5 for French. Okay, so that is your language requirement, and the final requirement is your education, and you must be able to show that you have at least a post-secondary education credential of at least 1 year, either in Canada or abroad. And if you studied outside of Canada, of course, that means you will require a credential assessment to prove that. Okay, so those are the few requirements for you to meet under these categories. We are going to go ahead and check out the other category, that is the direct to permanent category. And for you to qualify to apply for this category, either as a childcare provider or a home support worker, you need to have completed at least 12 months of full-time work experience. And it doesn't have to be like 12 months in a row. You can be able to combine your work experience if you have been able to work for the last 36 months. And the only thing you cannot be able to do for this category is that you cannot mix experiences from both programs. Like you cannot take your experience from the child care provider and the home support and bring them together to make the 12 months of experience. So it has to be either one of the two. So if you have experience in the childcare provider, then use that to apply for that stream. And if you have experience in the other home support worker program, then use that to apply for that program. You cannot mix both experiences to qualify for this program, okay? And then the work experience must be a full-time, and you must have been authorized to work in Canada. So you must be legally working in Canada for you to qualify for this program, okay? And any experience gained when you are a full-time student, that doesn't count, okay? That is one of the requirements. The other requirement is your language requirement, and just as for the other category, you also need a CLB of 5 for this direct to permanence category, and also for the French. The other requirement is the education, and the same thing as the other category, you need at least post-secondary credential that took you at least 1 year of studies, either in Canada or abroad. If your studies are from abroad, then you will require a credential assessment to show that, okay? So those are the main requirements for you to be able to qualify in either of the pilot programs. So if you meet those requirements, guys, you can go ahead and apply for your permanent residence, or apply for your work experience to be able to gain the needed experience. And once you get your experience, you can send in your proof, and they're going to make a final decision for your permanent residence. I think this is a very very direct and simple PR pathway for anyone who wants to move to Canada as a caregiver. So or for those who are in Canada and they don't have a permanent residence, I think this is the way to go. All right, guys, I wish you all the best with your application.